Comprehensive up-to-date news coverage, aggregated from sources all over the world. News by Syed Dawood Hassan. For months of conflict in Sudan is destroying people's lives and violating their basic human rights. Khartoum. After 4 months of war in Sudan, UN humanitarians on Tuesday called for action to be taken to end the conflict, which is having a devastating impact on people's lives, health, and well-being. In a statement, UN High Commissioner for Human Rights Volker Turk warned that the disastrous, senseless war in Sudan, born out of a wanton drive for power, has resulted in thousands of deaths, the destruction of family homes, schools, hospitals, and other essential services, massive displacement, as well as sexual violence, in acts which may amount to war crimes. Afghan girls' voices for education echo loudly through new global campaign. Kabul, the UN fund that ensures children can continue learning during emergencies and protracted crises. Education cannot wait. ECW launched a campaign on Tuesday to elevate the voices of young Afghan girls deprived of their basic right to education. #Afghan Girls' Voices comes precisely 2 years after the de facto Taliban authorities seized control in Afghanistan and will continue until September 18, which marks the start of their official ban on school for adolescent girls. The campaign was developed in collaboration with ECW Global Champion Somaya Faruqi, former captain of the Afghan girls' robotic team, with compelling artwork by a young Afghan female artist. It features a series of inspiring, heart-wrenching and determined testimonies from Afghan girls whose lives have been abruptly upended by the ban preventing them from pursuing their education and dreams. Their powerful words are conveyed together with striking illustrations depicting both the profound despair experienced by these girls along with their incredible resilience and strength in the face of this unjust ban on their education. Modi says India stands with Manipur in Independence Day speech. New Delhi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said his government was making every effort to restore peace in the state of Manipur as he addressed the country on its 77th Independence Day. "I want to tell the people of Manipur that the country is with you," Modi said. On Tuesday, he unfurled the national flag at the historic Red Fort in Delhi. In a speech televised live, he talked about natural disasters, the economy, and India's growing population. On Manipur, the Prime Minister said that a lasting resolution could only be found through peace. In the last few weeks, Manipur witnessed a wave of violence. "Several people lost their lives and our mothers and sisters were dishonored," he said. The state has witnessed violent clashes which broke out in May between the majority Meitei group and the tribal Kuki minority. More than 140 people have been killed and tens of thousands displaced in the violence. A viral video of an attack in May when 2 Kuki women were paraded naked by Meitei men shortly after their village was razed sparked outrage and made global headlines. Modi was criticized for not speaking on Manipur for weeks during the violence. "Manipur has been peaceful for the last few days," he said on Tuesday. "The state and the federal governments are working to ensure this continues." His speech came days after his government defeated a no-trust vote in the parliament after opposition leaders criticized the government response to the crisis in the state and demanded that he address the House on the ethnic clashes. In his Independence Day speech, the Prime Minister referred to recent reports that said that India had overtaken China to be the world's most populous country with 1.4 billion people. UN agencies continue to deliver aid in Niger. New York, the United Nations continues to deliver aid in Niger, nearly 3 weeks since President Mohamed Bazoum was seized by some of his guards in a power grab. Agencies continue to reach people despite the challenges, including the ongoing rainy season, UN spokesperson, Stéphane Dujarric, told journalists in New York on Monday. Roughly 4.3 million people in the West African country rely on humanitarian aid. Last week, 22,000 people in the Maradi region, located in the center, received cash assistance and food items. We and our humanitarian partners are also working with de facto authorities to identify and prepare a site to accommodate about 13,000 internally displaced people in Aro Galajo, in the Talabri region, Dujarric said. He added that the people had been displaced from several villages in mid-July, before the current political crisis. The attempted overthrow of President Bazoum has been condemned by the UN and the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. Secretary-General Antonio Guterres and other senior UN officials have repeatedly called for the reinstatement of the democratically elected leader, who remains under house arrest. Now time to leave. I will bring some new updates shortly.